Yeah, Gina?
Yeah.
You know, I've been thinking, where did I get the idea that I took Anthony off as a executive? You didn't say anything like that, did you?
Did you take him off?
No, he's on there. I never took him off. He's on there, and I took the mother off, and I put Rodney on it. The two brothers, the oldest and the youngest.
Yeah. Did you forget what you told me on Sunday?
What did I tell you?
You told me you put Uncle Rodney on and you took Uncle Tony off because he lives far away. I asked you why.
That, but did you have to go tell them, Gina, what I tell you? This is what gets me. What I said to you, why did you have to go say that in the first place? Because, you know, sometimes I do make mistakes. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Nobody's perfect. But I never took him off. He's still on there. He's
But okay. So if you kept him, but why? What did my mom and Uncle Tony and why aren't you being equal to all the kids?
Well, you know why I did that? Because I think it was in the past. We never got along, and I thought if they with Rodney and Anthony don't see eye to eye, but at the same time, if I put them that way, they'll have to agree some kind of way, and that's why I did it that way.
Wait.
My money, my will. I'll do it the way I want to do it. If nobody doesn't like it, that's tough luck. But I do things the way I want it, and there's no harm that everybody's going to be paid equally. They're all going to get the same amount of. When I'm gone, they pass on. They'll get everything you're supposed to get. That's why. But I just was curious where they get that idea from. And I wish, when I say anything to you, why did you have to go tell your mother?
Well, you don't think she should know? Well, she think she should find out when you're dead?
What? It's a difference. It's my will.
But Grandma, wait, hold on.
I didn't tell Debbie anything. I just went ahead and did it with God. And I just left Ashley was on there already, and I just put Rodney on it.
I know, but you said they didn't get along. My mom put her house up for Uncle Rodney. What do you mean they don't get along? My mom got along with Aunt Debbie and Uncle Rodney fine. Everybody got along. Right now, nobody's getting along because of this mess. But
I just wanted to know where they got that information. But he called me up and he hung up on me. Now I'm trying to call him back and try to correct that. He won't answer the phone.
Why don't you? But I don't.
Everybody, you know what, Gina? Everybody's pissed off at me. If that's what they want, that's what they want. And then I tell you that. Did I tell you that Denise called?
No, I haven't talked to you.
Well, she called me and she started in. I didn't recognize her voice. I don't know. I haven't heard it yet. I said, "Who is this?" She said, "You should know who this is. This is Denise." Well, when she said that, I hung up. And she tried calling again, and I didn't answer the phone. I don't have to hear from her. She's never called me for 2 fucking years, and now she calls me sick of the damn nose of my business. I don't need that. And I wanted just to know, it's my money, my will. I do whatever I want to do. If I want to leave it to the goddamn charity, I'll do it the way I want to do it. And I don't have to leave money to nobody if I don't have to. Nobody. But I'm not that way. I'm going to do on the way it was, the way Grandpa wanted it. And that's the way I'm going to do it. But the thing is, not everybody's pissed off at me.
Wait a minute. The way Grandpa wanted it, it was where my mom and Uncle Tony were executors.
At the end, let me tell you what Grandpa wanted at the end. At the end, he said, you know what? I'm sick and tired of this shit. If the kids pay that money back, fine. If they don't pay it back, it's on. I don't care. He said, I just want to live. I want to be happy. And that's the way... I know what Grandpa told me.
Right, who cares about Grandma? Grandma, wait, hold on.
You don't want to believe me?
Hold on. Grandma.
But I feel bad for your mother. I hope it's not cancer. I hope she can take care of her health. Because I don't want anything to help her. Believe me, I don't want that.
Grandma, but nobody cares about the money.
Talk a little loud, I can't hear you.
I said nobody cares about what you want to do.
I can't hear you, Gina.
You mean you can't hear me? You can't hear me now?
Huh?
You can't hear me?
I can't hear you.
Why? Can you hear me now?
A little bit better, not much.
Are you on a cell phone?
No, I'm on my house phone.
Okay. You know, everybody got over whatever you want to do with your money, Grandma, that's your business. But, I mean, you should be equal to all your kids. If I did that to my kids, they probably would never talk to me. If I gave everything that little Cecil and gave Jennifer and Rudy nothing or gave him more money, I mean, don't you think you should be equal to all your kids?
Well, you know what? I don't know. I know know a lot of people give. I know people that
Come
I know
on.
that give money to kids, and they don't care whether they get it. If they needed it, they got it. Their wife, if they really needed it.
It doesn't matter though. But Grandpa,
that's a different story.
If Grandpa was alive,
then that's a different story. But as far as the money was concerned, Grandpa told me, if you want to take it off, it's on you. And that's when we went to make the will together. I went with Grandpa to make his will. And I was there with him, and they just not even put it in there. So I didn't put it in there.
Grandma, but we're past that already. We're past that part of it. Who cares if you don't want them to pay back? That's your business. But to take, okay, but now to take like my mom off of the part of the executor, and why are you doing that to her? What did she do to you?
I did it to her because I wanted to make sure. That everybody got because Anthony and Mother cahoots. Let's put it together. That's why I did it. And I know they would give Rodney and Debbie the shaft.
Why would you think that though? Why would you think that? They didn't even do nothing though. They're not even doing it. They don't even care about that. You're assuming things. That's just wrong, Grandma.
I am assuming it because I don't
But
know.
it's wrong. But it's wrong. It's wrong. You pitted a whole family. Wait, hold on. Wait. You talked about.
I don't even want to talk to him. I never thought. I know how he is. Now you might not know that, but I know that.
Who?
My son Anthony.
What about him?
He didn't care anything about Rodney or Debbie.
What does that have to do with you being equal to your kids?
Well, I went ahead and put back on that because he won't argue. This way, it's got to be equal.
But there was no argument, though.
Nobody's going to get cheated on in the money. I just want you to know. I'll put it straight to you. Everybody's going to get the same amount.
They're not going to get that. They're not getting the same amount. They're not getting the same amount. They're not getting the same amount. And you know this. You're just making excuses. It's just wrong. You made the whole family fight against each other. You talk about Uncle Max and people being greedy and all that and screw their kids over. You did it too, though.
Well, now I'm trying to get it straight out, okay?
What?
I'm trying to make it equal treatment. And
that's not equal, though. That's not equal.
I know what I feel like. I just want you to know I went far enough now, but every time I told you something, you went over and told your mother. I wish you hadn't gone over there. That's all I'm telling you. We could have, we could have sat down and talked this over. You didn't have to go tell your mother.
I went back to talk to you, and you screamed at me. I went back to talk to you, and you screamed at me when I went back to talk to you.
You know what, Tina, let's just drop it, because I'm not going to argue with you no more. I know what I want to do. I did it. I'm going to leave it at that.
Right, and you just want everybody to hate you. That doesn't make no sense.
You know what? This is the way I look at it. If anybody's still going to be pissed off at me, don't want to talk to me, I can't argue that off. That's on them. If they want to talk to me, fine. If they don't, that's okay. I got friends. I still have some friends.
But why? But don't you say you tore a whole family?
I love family. Don't get me wrong.
You don't.
If family does some more anything to do with me, that's them. It's on them.
No, you made it this way, though.
I don't want to talk about it anymore, okay?
Why? You get to say what you want to say.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's drop it, please. Please. Okay?
Well, why don't you let them see the will to make sure everything's normal?
Huh?
Why don't you let everybody, let Uncle Tony...
Why should they have to see my will? I don't have to show my will to nobody.
Why don't you let Uncle Tony see it? Why is Uncle Rodney?
He doesn't know my will, and he doesn't know. Why would he know what I'm in?
Well, you said you didn't change. The only thing you changed is took my mom. But see, what did my mom do to you that you took her off?
Don't you understand what I'm saying? Your mother didn't do nothing to me. I'm just saying, Anthony and your mother are in cahoots.
Cahoots about what? Cahoots about what? Because they're not going to get no money?
He hates his brother Rodney. He hates him. He says I spoiled him.
But that has you should not be in the middle of that. If the siblings are fighting, it's because of you. Or
let's stop it. I don't want to talk about it.
You're wrong.
I just want you to know that not nobody's talking to me. Okay?
But that's your fault.